Dear sisters and brothers, the sun is shining today. This Easter, I have been thinking a lot about how the disciples of Jesus went from fear, despair, disappointment, and shattered dreams to courage and hope. When you read the Acts of the Apostles, you get a sense of a community that is transformed. The basic takeaway for me is that welcoming God's Spirit into my life will make a difference. Right now, we are preparing some of our young parishioners to welcome the Spirit of God into their hearts in the sacraments of reconciliation and Eucharist and confirmation. Still, I find myself a beginner when it comes to saying, I need God's help. Without God's help, I find myself prone to disappointment, frustration, and shattered dreams. When I invite God into my life, I find myself more hopeful and experiencing moments of joy and peace. I know it sounds like a no-brainer, but it takes me, for sure, a long time to get up to speed. I sense God's Spirit when I experience the goodness and kindness of people around me. And I have to admit, when they challenge me to be my better self. The Share Life campaign, now underway in the Archdiocese of Toronto, is one way that the Spirit is active in God's people. This year, the number of St. Pius X parishioners donating online to Share Life has greatly increased. The pandemic is not stopping us from helping those who are struggling. Also, just for your information, offertory donations for the first 3 months of this year equaled our expenses. So, thanks to parishioners' generosity, we are break even financially at this point. My hope is that in June, we will be allowed to open to 15% of capacity, as we have been a couple of times during the pandemic. I would really like to see our younger parishioners celebrate confirmation, reconciliation, and Eucharist during that time. Dealing with this pandemic has been rough. But at the same time, I have this buoyant feeling of a community that is standing together. Many of you have been reaching out to check on others' mental and emotional well-being. And by the way, happy Mother's Day. May God's Spirit continue to guide us and give us strength.